pain. You keep it so loud that we speaking your refrain. Adam Story's got a point if you let him explain. Here's the pun of all puns, get a pun with Papa Wayne. Rum tapping the vein, 9 minutes bringing pain. MHOG secreting, leaving a stain. You ain't as dope as us, bitch. Stay in your lane.
All right, let's do this.
And welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and these two fine gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Buck Lightning.
Yes.
And I am the Rum Guy.
Yes.
Did y'all
And
think
just to mention again that we are the most dangerous podcast on the internet.
Dangerous, I'm bleeding.
I forgot to say that.
Did y'all think we had a special guest for a moment?
Why?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Because you went, hi. Yeah, I did. I really, really did.
I was just doing an impression of my friend Mike. He's a really good guy.
I thought he was coming, man. I was like, oh, great. So we're going to start this high energy show with Mike.
I know it's. Yeah. I know Rum loves Mike. I know that's.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Rum's favorite friend.
Absolutely my favorite guy.
And he loves.
Anyway,
you,
gentlemen, what is new? What is exciting? And what is happening?
We got hats.
We got hats.
We got hats.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have hats. They're sexy as hell.
They're not just random hats. They're hats with our shit on it, our logo, not our shit. Because
I did not put shit on a hat. I promise.
No, but if you know what the logo looks like right now, with the circle with the skull and it says Metal Hand of God podcast, it's really badass, and that's what's on the hat.
Yes.
So thank you. Cool. Thank you to Fletch Boogie for helping us get that made. I've wanted to get hats for a while because like the shirts are cool, but the problem is if you wear it every day, people think you're a hobo. And,
and they wear out pretty quick.
Yeah, and nobody wants to listen to a hobo podcast. Do they?
I don't know. Maybe you could talking about life on the trains and on the rails.
Yeah, what did you drink yesterday? I drank
Clarence's urine and ate a can of beans.
Woo, it was good.
It tasted like chicken.
I might have to quit the show and start HoboCast.
HoboCast.
Yeah. I think about sometimes about quitting my job and living life on the road, and I can make myself a little bindle. I have a stick and I have a blanket.
Then you realize that you really like to take showers and eat
and use toilet paper.
Yeah.
That's my plus. I think about that type of stuff. If you're thinking back in the old times, like, oh, it'd be so great to live back then. You didn't have the problem, didn't have the stress, or how neat it would be, and then you start thinking practical, like. Everybody stunk. There was no deodorant. And no one wiped their ass. Everything was hairy. We all had ticks, and it was awful. I think it would just be a nasty time. I mean, what do you do on your first date? You go hang out. It's like, you find the girl with the least amount of sores. What is that? That doesn't sound like a good thing to hang out looking for. Like, she's got most of her teeth and doesn't have too many sores. I'll go out with her.
Hey, why the fuck you got a shit on my bindle? I had a napkin. I had a napkin full of dreams. And you just shit all over it.
You know what? I am so going to name the podcast that. Why you got to shit on my bindle?
It's horrible.
No, but you know what I mean. It's just. I guess they did it. I mean, maybe you could just use maybe that's why hobos kill people, so they can steal their clothes, so they can wipe their ass with them, make their own toilet paper.
Maybe the reason hobos kill people is because the Rum Guy shits on their dreams.
That's possible too, because Rum is a dream killer.
I am a dream maker.
Yeah,
I am. I'm a dream maker.
I can see Amy really living that dream.
Yep, she's living the dream. She married me, so I mean, score. Right.
I just want to say that I would never, ever watch a production of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory starring you as Willy Wonka.
Why? I think it'd be awesome.
I think it'd be horrifying. First of all,
be like kids coming licking the walls. I'm telling them they're acting like retards.
First of all, you'd let that little kid who gunked up the chocolate plumbing die.
Yeah, I would.
Like, well, it's your fault. Sorry, I got shit to do.
And I'd sue his family for damages.
What if Wonka did that and we just don't know? Because at the end of the original one, you never see the kids again.
So your theory is that
he melted them and turned them into candy.
Your theories are that he ate the children?
No. My theory is that he let the children die and then he sued the parents for...
Oh, so what you're saying is that he let the Oompa Loompas eat them. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oompa Loompas are actually cannibals. They don't like candy, but their secretions after eating human flesh are sweet, so that's what he used for a sweetener.
I have a serious question.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know how like there are people who have an irrational fear of midgets?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it comes from that movie?
You know, it's possible because
Some of it could be.
there was an awful lot of them there.
Well, that, and you think of other movies like The Leprechaun, Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know a lot of people who have a fear of Chucky.
Yeah.
Well, like you think about those Oompa Loompas, and they were worse than Chucky. Like they would not only would they come out every time a child dies, but they would like have a fucking creepy rhyme.
Yeah. They were sadistic cannibal rappers.
Wouldn't that
They
be
were
horrible if you know, like let's say you got ran over by a car and like a team of midgets with funny colored hair came out and started rhyming about it? That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, that would be kind of fucked up.
Loompa doompity splat. Now that Timmy's dead and he's flat.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh,
You're a horrible
Rum.
person, Rum.
Catchy though.
The Rum Guy.
It was kind of catchy though.
It was. It really was. I was enjoying that actually. So did you guys see the preview to Seth MacFarlane's stupid shit?
I absolutely refuse to look at. I don't
Like the like blatant rip off of Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen this.
Like I actually posted on.
What's it called?
Orville.
I don't fucking know.
It's called
Some-
Orville.
What is it?
Orville.
Orville, yeah. And it's basically a Star Trek ripoff that is actually a Galaxy Quest ripoff.
Well, it's a Star Trek
Is it
parody.
about a spaceman who has a popcorn gun?
What?
He's talking about Orville Redenbacher.
Oh, I get it now. I get it. Sorry. No.
Oh.
Anyway, it's basically like you said. It's a Star Trek thing. It's like making fun of Star Trek.
So it's a spoof movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Well,
not
it's
a
not a
movie.
movie, it's a TV show.
Oh, it doesn't need to be a TV show.
Exactly. And I posted on whatever fucking I don't know blog or whatever that posted it. I said, you know, Tim Allen did it a long time ago and it was way better.
Well, Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, and I got some grief over that. That's pretty fucked up.
Why?
Because you know Tim Allen got thrown off his show for being whatever the fuck he did.
What, his
Recently.
porn shit?
Wait, what?
His porn shit?
No, recently the Last Man Standing show.
He didn't get thrown off of that. They canceled it.
Oh, well, whatever. You know, I just don't know. I
Well,
just didn't look into that.
I mean, I've been paying attention to it because I watched that show. Basically, ABC is denying it, but they canceled the show because of politics. Because it's not like it's.
He went on a political tirade on the show, though.
No, I mean, well, every episode he does that. No, the show started off as being like ultra right wing, well, more ultra Republican. Like there was a lot of the first two seasons had a lot of like kind of dumb Obama jokes, like very simple humor, but it was a good show, you know. So you kind of like move past it. But as the seasons have gone on, it's actually been pretty fair. Like some characters are like left wing, and they don't treat them like they're stupid or anything like that. They don't make them into fools, and it's a good show, and it does very well. It's on a Friday night. It pulls in like 6.7 million viewers a night.
I enjoy the show. I watch it on Netflix.
I've never seen an episode.
It's good, but well, so they canceled that, which the only show that does better on ABC right now is Modern Family. Modern Family makes more money than that, but I don't think it's even by much. And to top it off, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got renewed, and they only bring in like 2.1 million viewers a night on Wednesdays.
Wow.
What about that new show coming up called The Gifted?
The X-Men show?
That's the X show, yeah.
I don't know much. I've seen the trailer, but I don't know.
I think it looks pretty good.
It looks cool.
I haven't even seen the trailer. I just saw that they were putting it in place of Gotham.
It takes place, from what I get from the trailer, at least a couple of lines in it. The X-Men are actually gone.
No.
And this is after the fact of the end of the X-Men, and the mutant thing is happening again. The uprise, not the uprise, but there's mutants are coming out again. They're being born. They're being, so it's like it's being revived again. That whole movement. And,
no, that's all wrong. That's
no, because that's what the guy said on the preview.
It's the X-Men are around. They're just not in the show. They're supposed to pop up.
I'm almost verbatim what the guy said on the preview was. They were talking about the mutants or the people with these special powers, and he says it's just like when there were the X-Men, and he's talking about the legend of Xavier, and it's something that they've got to look more into to try to figure out how to cope with what's going on. So he came across like this was past the point of the X-Men, and the whole thing was like, it would be kind of like saying like King Arthur, the legend of the X-Men type of thing. It's like this happened but way in the past, and now this is happening again. That's what I got from it.
Well, everything I've read about the show is that the X-Men, there will be various X-Men appearing occasionally in the show. But
cool. That's cool.
But the show is going to center around like it's kind of like it's supposed to focus on mutants who aren't like X-Men and stuff like that, like the people on the fringe that just discover themselves and stuff like that. And there will be like classic X-Men characters in it, supposedly. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I didn't watch Legion. I don't know if it's set in the same universe as that. I actually don't know if it's meant to set.
Oh, Legion. Okay, I was trying to remember that show.
It's on FX. It's about Xavier. I mean, I don't know if they mention it, but it's Xavier's son. Who's
okay.
crazy.
I didn't know that. All right.
Which one are you talking about?
Legion.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
I watched the
first episode.
I watched the DC series, the one about them. It's like people from the Arrow, and where they go into the future to chase that dude. What is it? DC Legends. Legends, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that has like some of the villains from Arrow.
And the Adam's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch it.
Is it good?
Pretty good.
It's weird. It's more like a comic book than even Flash is. It's entertaining. It's definitely I
think it started slow.
Of the three, it's definitely the kind of shittiest. Like it's entertaining but schlocky at parts. But I like a lot of the actors. Like I'm a huge fan of Victor Garber, who's one of the main characters, and it's worth watching. It's not.
I was going to say, is it worth me getting into?
Yeah, well, you can tell that they consider it like the little redheaded stepchild of them, because like that show ended 2 weeks ago, and Arrow and Flash are still have a couple more episodes to go before.
Right, and like I said, when the first few episodes, you're watching it going, oh no. I actually turned the first episode off. I was like, no. And then I went back, and by the third and fourth episode, I was like, all right, well, apparently they got some money, because now it's a little bit better quality. Yeah.
Well, those shows are super expensive to produce. Really, sometimes I wonder why. And that's the whole thing with like Last Man Standing and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is super expensive to produce. Like, I was just watching the season finale this morning, and like they had the Ghost Rider in it. And I was just, you could, they kept shifting back to his human form for no reason. Like, he would be the Ghost Rider for 2 seconds and he'd be human again. I'm like, oh, you don't have enough money to keep him in Ghost form. I get it, but maybe you shouldn't have included fucking Ghost Rider in this then. Like
is that going to be a show, Ghost Rider?
No.
Ah.
Again, that would be too expensive to produce. I mean, he'd be going up against, like, demons and shit like that.
Well, see, that's why I liked. I really was into the show Constantine. Loved that show.
I
I
never
thought
watched
Constantine
that.
was great.
I never watched it.
It was really. I mean, I really think you would dig it if you liked that comic, because really I think maybe that's part of the problem. It stuck a little too close. It was very graphic for what I thought would have been on television at that time.
I don't think.
But
People,
what was it? Go ahead.
I don't think people knew what to make of it.
I don't think, but I think if people would go back and really look at it again, I think they missed something there. But what's interesting is Constantine ends up showing up in episodes of The Arrow.
Yeah.
Which I found, and then part of that whole Arrow storyline falls in the realm of Constantine, and towards the end of the Constantine show, what he was actually doing has to do with what is going on in the Arrow, which is really, really kind of funny. So if people are Arrow fans and want to learn more about really the behind the scenes of that, I would go in and back and watch Constantine. It's not a lot of episodes. It's only like 16 episodes, you know.
Yeah, it's only one season.
Yeah, I don't like going back into shows that have been killed off like before they really had a chance to finish anything. Like I did it with Firefly, but that's kind of it, you know.
Well, this would be like something brand new to you because you never saw it before.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like if I really like it, then that sucks because they didn't get a chance to finish it.
Well, I mean, it didn't end in a bad spot. It ended like it was. It ended like an end of a movie, so it's like they wrote an ending for it, but it fit.
Right.
But so it's not like you're gonna be like, what happens the next episode? Oh wait, there is no next episode. You know, it's not like that. So.
Speaking of dead shows, they got two. Well, one's fairly old, one's actually old. Sitcoms coming back that I don't know if either one's a good idea.
All right.
One is Will and Grace, which
it sucks.
Yeah, I never really thought that show was fun. Like, it's entertaining. Like, I could watch it, but like I saw the trailer where they did a musical, and I was like, this is shit. Like, I mean, I liked all the performers in it. Like, Megan Mullally's really funny and all that, but not really in that show. Like,
to me, it was just a bunch of whiny New Yorkers and a flamboyant gay guy, and it just was. It's been done to death.
Right.
It was Sex in the City before Sex in the City was out.
No, I think those came out around the same time. I think.
Yeah, they were around the same time. Yeah, it was more. What was that?
Three's Company.
The blonde chick had a show on the same time as Will and Grace.
Oh.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Fuck it. It to me it sucked. But anyway, go ahead.
The other is Roseanne.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of that show, but.
Oh, you like that show?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you didn't?
No, I hated it. I hated Roseanne Barr.
I mean,
I don't like her as a human being, but that doesn't mean like the show's not funny.
Well, I mean, it had moments, but to me, it was just it was freaking what is that show?
Lemonade.
No, Love and Marriage. What is that fucking show
Married
with
with
the Bundys?
Married with Children.
Married with Children.
I think those came out around the same time as well.
Yeah.
Married with Children, I think, was a little bit older.
Networks. They weren't competitive networks, so that's who they were fighting against.
I mean, maybe it might have came out a year or two before, but they were roughly contemporaries. But I don't know. I really like that show. I think it had some of the smartest writing, especially at the time. But like, I feel like, you know, in the same sense as Will and Grace, I feel like these shows are coming back not because there's a big demand for it, because like we live in highly politicized times, and I feel like it's gonna be a lot of like political shit in these shows.
Yes.
Whereas, like, what I feel is the reason that they're coming back is because they have nothing else to write. No one else knows anything else, so they have to remake every fucking thing.
I always wonder how many of these shows they would bring back and just revamp an episode and just stick it in the middle of it. You know what I mean? Like, didn't I see this in the original one? You know, that sort of thing. Because they've already got all the material. It's already been written.
So you're suggesting they should start multi-million-dollar productions just to fuck with people?
Well, they do anyway.
So then it could be the Mandela effect.
Like, yes.
Like the show, like no one remembers the show airing back then, but it did.
It could
did.
be Mandela.
You know, all those shows to me, I don't know. I don't know if I was always a really big sitcom. I mean, they had their place, and they, you know, I watched them. Don't get me wrong, to a point. But shows like Roseanne and oh fuck, what was that one with the Bundys again?
Married with Children.
Married with Children. And you come, you know, fast forward, and it was, you know, it's Mike and Molly. It's that sitcom, you know, that layout, that formula.
I mean, if that's your argument, then I mean, Married with Children is, you know,
not
2 or 3 generations behind when that's. I mean, you can go back to I Love Lucy or The Honeymooners, you know.
Yeah,
fact,
I know. I'm just saying there's a
Honeymooners-
sitcom formula, but at least back then with I Love Lucy, that those were original because they did it first.
Right, but then that would mean that Married with Children sucks too.
Oh yeah, I hate Married with Children.
Okay, that you didn't make that clear.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not a fan of Married with Children at all.
You
I
made
thought
it
it was
seem
absolutely retarded.
The way it sounded was that you were saying that the reason you didn't like Roseanne was because you were a Married with Children fan and you thought that they were just ripping off.
Oh no. I'm sorry if that came across that way. No, I hate Married with Children. The coolest thing about that show was the theme song. That was it to me. And
Love and Marriage.
that was it. I was never a fan of any really of the actors in that show.
I like
The one actor from the Roseanne show I like is now on The Big Bang Theory, which I like him. He's pretty cool. But the guy that plays Leonard.
Oh, from Roseanne. I was still in Married with Children mode.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you never liked any of the actors on Roseanne? You don't like John Goodman?
Dude, John Goodman's incredible, dude.
No, I'm not a fan of John Goodman. He was okay. He's had some good roles, but I did not like him in Roseanne. I mean, he was good in the role. Don't get me wrong, but I just didn't like the show, so it kind of seemed like a waste to me.
All right,
with him. I liked him in King Ralph, and I liked him in The Big Lebowski.
Let's start backwards on this one. What
right.
kind of shows did you like, Rum?
Oh, give me a like in the 90s.
Just, I guess, in general, but like, yeah, what kind of shows did you think was good?
I liked story, full kind of storyline based shows. I watched a lot of espionage TV shows, crime shows, not like Law and Order and stuff, but
Car 54,
a lot of stuff.
Where are you?
Like what?
Car 54, where are you?
So before my time. But no, like I don't know, shows that had more of a story base, because you could watch I could watch an episode. Let's just stick with Roseanne, and that storyline would not carry through to the next week. You know, it was like a different thing because it's a sitcom, and that's what they do.
Really
They're trying to solve the world's problems in 30 minutes or less.
That's not really true.
Every week. But I mean,
Roseanne,
to the most of the time, that's how a sitcom works. It does not carry from episode to episode because there's always something new going on.
Most sitcoms, like up to a certain generation, but I mean, even then, like even if you go to All in the Family, like characters would leave and stuff like that.
I don't remember All in the Family, dude.
You never watched All in the Family?
Never watched All in the Family.
I honestly, I know I've seen an episode or two somewhere along the line, but I really never watched All in the Family.
See, I think that's where Rum's problem is. He never watched anything good.
I watched a lot of good stuff, dude, but I watched a lot of stuff that was based on like things that were happening, man.
I mean,
So you think race relations and
like you know, I'll tell you a good sitcom. I'll tell you a good sitcom I did watch. Alf.
Yeah, because that was all about the times, man.
But it was funny.
You're so disappointing, Rum.
I liked Alf.
The funniest thing Alf ever did was those clips of him yelling racist shit.
Ah!
Yeah, that was funny.
I liked that. That was great.
I liked Alf too. I watched Alf, but I also liked All in the Family. I loved fucking, the Jeffersons. These shows are embedded in my brain, dude.
Oh, the Jeffersons. I watched the Jeffersons. I watched Fantasy Island.
Right.
Not a sitcom. Not a sitcom. I know.
But again, I didn't watch a lot of sitcoms.
I know it had a midget in it, but it wasn't a sitcom. You asked me
about what I actually watched back then. I'm like, I didn't watch a lot of sitcoms.
Well, I mean that's fair, but
Family Ties, I guess, is a sitcom. I watched it.
I guess what I'm getting at is like, what did you find funny if you didn't find these these shows that are generally considered like, you know, the shapers of people's sense of humor. I mean, you know, I
didn't watch a lot of funny shit. I really didn't.
He's not a funny dude. He's too serious, man.
I didn't watch a lot of like comedy stuff. I didn't, you know, those shows we're talking about now. Like, though, I've gone back and watched episodes of those throughout the past like 15 years and went, oh, all right, well, I can see that, you know. But I never really had a show. I watched one thing. I grew up on a farm. There wasn't a lot of time to watch TV. You know, I get home, that sort of shit. By the time I ate dinner and did my homework, I went to bed. That was it. I had maybe 30, 40 minutes to watch a show, maybe an hour if I was lucky, and then I went to bed. So I had to pick the shows I watched carefully. I missed a lot of those shows. And for a long time, we didn't have TV because we didn't have fucking cable. I had an antenna, but it got knocked down in a storm. So, fuck, dude. Everybody else had fucking cable around me.
None of this was.
I had to make my own fun, dude. I had puppet shows, you know, and you know, I'd build things.
You had a penis show.
I did. I would everybody my penis. I'd run around and go, look at this. Look, I can make a shadow monster out of it. Look at it.
He'd go down the street to the little kid's house.
There was no street, dude. I had a dirt road, and the closest neighbor was almost 3.25 miles away.
He'd go down to that kid's house, and like stick his balls on the window, and like the kid would look over, and he'd move
the berries.
He'd move them real fast, and he'd like, the kid would be like, "Mom, look!" And he'd be like, "Shut the fuck up!" That's why he killed his family.
You know, one day.
Oh, you talking about? No, that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. I didn't do that to him. I just shamed him because he liked Wham.
And then he killed everybody.
Okay. First of all, Wham is awesome. Secondly, Careless Whisper.
I just cannot. I cannot believe I still as vividly as I remember him walking down the. I mean, he didn't walk. He pedaled his bike, rode his bike over 3 miles to my house with a cassette tape, and said, "You've got to check this. You got to check this out. I just got it. It is so awesome." And I pulled out my tape deck, you know. And he put it in my tape deck. I had the coolest radio on the dirt road. It was the boom box that everybody wanted. It had like 8 speakers for no reason.
You had a wireless. Yeah. Did you on the dirt road? Did you listen to the fireside chats with President Roosevelt on the dirt road?
It had 8 speakers. It had fucking dual cassettes, and it had the equalizer. It was awesome boom box, right? I could barely lift the fucking thing up. Anyway, he had to come down. He brought this tape down. He was like, "All right, man, put it in. You know, we're doing, I don't know what I was doing. I was working or putting my bicycle back together because I always took it apart and put it back together. So he started playing it. And the first song I hear is Wake Me Up Before I Go from Wham. Was the first song I heard from Wham.
Yeah, that's an awesome song.
And I looked at him and I said, "What is this crap?" And he was just mortified that I hated it. He looked like he was going to tear it up. And I went over and I took it out of my tape deck and I threw it. I said, "Never put that shit in my radio."
Well, first of all, you put it in your radio.
No, actually, he put it in the radio. I was working on my bike, so he put it in the radio. It doesn't matter. I threw it. I said, "Never put that shit in my radio again." He looked so devastated. And he went and picked it up, and he's holding it. And I said, just go. Go if you're going to bring that shit over. I don't want to hear that. That's awful. And he started to cry, and then he left. That was one of the last times I saw him.
The other time you saw him was in the fucking newspaper after he murdered his entire family.
That's not
a
funny.
week later.
It's not funny.
This is a fucking horrible story.
But it's so true. It's just the bad part about it.
The worst.
Have you never heard a song you went, "Oh my God, get this the fuck out of it. I do not want to hear this song."
I've never made someone cry because of their taste in music, Rum. Just so you know, Rum. Just so you know, this is a story about a guy who murdered his family, and you're the fucking villain in it. Just so you know.
I am not the villain in it. I'm not the villain of this story.
I listened to the story. I've never heard it before. And the only person who sounds like a bad person in this is you.
You've never heard this story before?
I don't think so. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's not important because I didn't do anything wrong.
Lies.
But when he left, I put in my Judas Priest tape. That's what I was listening to before he put the Wham crap in.
All right, look. Enough of this. Enough of you murdering people with words. I have a story about music. This files in perfect right here.
Awesome.
Two acts that are like unlikely to be together are writing a song together. One of the acts is Nicki Minaj. The other act is Cannibal Corpse. They are writing a song together about eating ass. It's not a lie. It's the truth.
So, Nicki Minaj is writing a song about tossing salad, and Cannibal Corpse is writing a song about literally eating a person's asshole.
No, they're writing the song together.
It's the same song.
This is
okay, but
this is the same song. They're collaborating to a song about ass eating.
It's
okay,
not.
But I'm asking.
It's
if
not about ass eating.
Yes,
What?
it is.
It's not called the ass eating song.
It's they're collab. This is exactly what it says.
Shut up.
The
Shut up.
surprise collaboration.
Shut up.
Birth.
I'm asking a question.
What?
When you say eating ass, is that a metaphor or a literal thing? It's a band called Cannibal Corpse.
No,
It's
it's not actually digging into the ass and eating it.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to get clear.
I can see where you were confused.
But it says their collaboration was birthed from the mutual appreciation of ass eating. If you would have waited a minute, I would have told you that.
You know what? If you told me Nicki Minaj killed someone and ate their ass, I would believe it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That's good. You know, I'd like to be in that. No, I don't want to be in that video.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I'll definitely watch the video because, well, that's what we do. There's got to be a video for this. I'm
happy to have graphic discussions with people, but I don't really want to talk about eating ass with people. That's, I mean, if you do it, cool.
Well, apparently we're in a society with no boundaries now, so it's okay.
Well, we
Use
do
your
this
words,
show.
Adam.
We do this show, so I guess not. I'm just saying, I don't need to know that
this is a dangerous topic for the most dangerous podcasters.
Wait, hold on. Here's what it says.
I want
the
to
song is it's tentatively titled "Choked to Death by Volumeless," like volume rump.
Right. So
That's
eating
the
fat
title.
ass.
Yeah, okay. And it is expected to bridge the gap between Nicki Minaj's Anaconda and Cannibal Corpse's Meat Hook Sodomy.
I miss bands like Temple of the Dog doing collaborations.
I don't mind eating ass.
I'm gone hungry. No, I don't think the world needs this. I'm being honest with you. I'm not really sure the world needs Nicki Minaj in general, but definitely doesn't need this. You know what? You should have saved the story for Kyle. I don't know if he listens to Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
listen
true.
to Nicki
And he
Minaj.
likes the ass eating things.
I listen to Nicki Minaj. I liked her song with Ariana Grande, moving side to side.
I actually do like that song
Taco
too.
Bell thing.
That's a pretty good song.
Yeah.
It's not really her song though. It's Ariana Grande.
No,
and
it's Ariana
JoJo.
Grande's, but she had a nice part in it.
Jessie J.
She was definitely prevalent in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a nice body, but she's a whore.
And she talks. Yeah.
So, fidget spinners are now the new thing.
Yeah, there's.
And now I heard it is like there's an article out saying fidget spinners are the new symbol for white supremacy, which I really thought was funny. I don't understand why, because the article doesn't explain it. But
no, of course they won't explain it because it makes no sense.
So fidget spinners are now the new swastika.
Yeah.
Look out.
Well, two things. Number one, I thought you were going with those stories about the guy shoved one in his ass and had to get it surgically removed. And
I have that as well.
Tie-in.
Or
That was a good tie-in for that.
Or possibly the story about one exploding because the person kept using it over and over again and like got lodged in their leg, you know. But
I think that's a metaphor for jerking off.
Yeah.
Lodged, like got it lodged in their leg.
It exploded because he was using it too much.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. But since you're on the topic of racism, did y'all hear that Bill Cosby came out and suggested that the reason that he's under
hates the metal hand of God?
No, I don't. He never talked about that. I wish he had. No, the reason that he's going to jail is because racism.
Right.
It's not,
fuck you, Cosby.
It's not.
That's we all yawn.
It's not because he raped a shitload of chicks. It's, you know, like if he was white, you know, I mean, what's 50 raped women? You know, I mean, it's not like it's 52 raped women. It's just 50.
Right.
You know.
That's right.
But the thing that kind of pisses me off about that, and it's stupid to say, is that, you know, like this is a man who spent like half of his life just preaching to people like, don't blame all your problems on racism. Like, you know, pull yourself up and take responsibility for your actions. Now, he's just like...
Now he's in trouble and it's racism.
He's like, Whitey is just trying to take me down.
So because of
Jello pudding.
Rest of the world, dude.
The white girls have the sex and the white boys don't get to jail for the rape.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Anyway, it just makes me sad. You know, I mean, I could have dealt with him raping the women, but I mean, really, you're gonna blame it on rapism,
right.
racism? I don't know what I'm saying.
Rapism.
Rapism.
We just coined a new term, damn it.
Did.
You know, seal that up. Get that on a freaking website thing.
Rapism. So, all right. I have a article that I found interesting. And also, it kind of irritates me a little bit, so I want to talk about it. So, you guys know what cockholding is, right? Or cuckolding?
It's cuckolding.
Yeah.
Everyone says cock. Everyone thinks it's cockholding. Because it sounds.
No, it's not cockholding.
It sounds
I do
right.
that a lot when I pee.
It's not spelled that way.
Really?
I know it's cuckolding.
Whose cock are you holding?
My own.
Anyway, go on.
So, all right. They say that cuckolding relationships are at an all-time high. Now, my thing behind this is if you want to do whatever you want to do, that's fine. You know, it's cool. If you want to, like, get your wife to go fuck a bunch of, like, horse dick black men, cool. That's what you want to do. That's awesome. If you want to put your tiny penis in a cage and have a padlock and have your wife stick things up your ass, cool. That's all your deal. That's cool. But do you really think the reason that it's that type of relationship is at an all-time high is because men in America are really just a bunch of fucking vaginas now?
No, I don't think that's it.
No?
I think we're so burnt out on signal, like constant signal. I think people are just like falling apart. Because
the way I was looking at it was, you know, I mean, I can understand the swinging aspect, like people doing swinging where a couple would go into with another couple and they'd swap partners and shit like that. That's okay. Whatever. At least both of them are getting this entertainment. Well, this is like humiliation for the guy. And to me personally, I think I couldn't see guys our age doing that.
Oh, it happens.
Really? Do you think? Yeah. I'm just asking. I think it's more of a hipster thing.
No.
I don't think it has to do with hipster. I just think it has to do with a generational thing.
I don't even know if it's... I mean, maybe it is that, but I think part of it is just... Look, sometimes... One thing that you have to realize is that we're just hyper aware of shit now. Like, yeah. I don't think they did studies about cuckolding 30 years ago.
Nah.
You know, but also, I mean, there's probably a lot of different things that are part of it. Part of it's also like with ever-present porn, like,
I mean,
you get into weird.
You've got the
weirder
ingredients
shit.
all around you to make whatever type of crap sandwich you want.
That's a different kind of porn, Rum.
But I'm just saying, you got the stimuli to do anything anymore. I mean, it's there, like you said, with the porn being very prevalent and stuff. But I'm sorry, I really feel it's a generational thing, more prevalent now than it was back in the day, because the concept of a traditional relationship has been chastised and told that it's evil and it's wrong anymore. So people go and do all this other shit.
Well, maybe, but I think a lot of cuckolding has to do with like self-hatred and stuff like that.
Well, and that's
some of these guys
again brought on by their own one generation's shit.
Because there's a difference
Look, I hate
between
myself as much as the next guy, but I'm not gonna let Caitlin stick a dildo on my ass and lock my dick in a cage.
Well, okay. I don't even know how to unpack that. No, but what I'm saying is like there's a difference between like there are a certain number of people who, for whatever reason, find it hot to watch their girlfriend get fucked. Yeah. But cuckolding is specifically like a humiliation thing. Like some of these guys cry like during the shit. Like it's like the girl will be like, oh, your dick's so little, like this is a real man's, like it's a total humiliation thing, and so there's a big difference between the two. Like I'm sure your grandparents got into swinger shit, and you just didn't know about it.
I'm sure.
My grandparents.
hey, Grandma Rum might have been into like 8 inchers, you never know.
I just again, I'm sorry. I gotta disagree. I think it's a generational thing.
Maybe your grandparents used to ride a horse.
I think it's a generational thing I think it, and a lot of this was pushed onto mainstream society by wishy-washy men letting super dominant women tell them what to do.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying the fact that it's
really cool for super dominant women. Awesome. But boys, let your shit drop and be a man.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's less real men in the world nowadays and more of these fashion hipster kind of kids who let their women fuck them in the ass.
You keep throwing this name hipster around. It doesn't have to be a hipster.
It's not. I'm not saying that they're all hipsters are like that. What I'm saying is it's that kind of that generation. That's all. I'm just classifying them as that generation. That's all.
Well, the generation would be X or millennium generation, millennials. Are you saying like more millennials?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Millennials. I'm sorry. A hipster. That's the same fucking thing to me.
Just to point out, like the thing that Rum latched onto was hipster. The thing that I latched onto was how you kept talking about like getting fucked in the ass.
Fucked in the ass? Yeah, that's why I kept pushing that because I was waiting for Rum to say something, but he just kind of wanted to talk about hipsters. He got offended because he feels that he's a hipster.
Well, you guys constantly call me a hipster. That's why I don't understand.
I've never called you a hipster. I've
never called you one.
Yeah. There's like 4 episodes in a row.
Oh, maybe because of the stuff that you drink, like your beer and stuff.
Because you drink this. Oh, you're a fucking hipster because you do this. It was
what episode?
I was like this before the fucking term hipster came out. How does that make? That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
I'm pretty sure I've never called you a hipster. What episodes are you talking about?
Just go back and listen, dude. You were on the episode.
He'll pull out like the numbers in a little bit.
I'm just saying. I'm not lying, dude. You guys.
I'm sure I have because I know how I am, and I know that I probably did because you were like, I drink in a PBR, so I was like, all right.
That's what it was. I was drinking a fucking PBR. Fucking hipster.
That's what
I barely know what a PBR is, so
really, because it's fucking beer that our grandparents drank.
Right.
So that makes them hipsters? No,
I don't
makes
even
people who drink fucking beer.
Again, I don't even know what that is, much less call you a hipster for it.
Ribbon.
Yeah, great. I don't care.
Bro, why are you getting so offended?
No, I'm getting offended about when you started doing this. What I'm saying, you were using wrong terminology to describe this generation, is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
And then you were classifying me into this generation, which I'm like, fuck you.
Well, aren't you always saying you're like 15 years old?
It's like, yeah, I'm getting a little fucking offended if you're classifying me into this fucking pussy generation. Yeah, I'm a little offended.
You're always saying you're super young.
Yeah. I was just saying how young you are.
You know what? I'm gonna fucking punch you in your. I'll punch you in your throat. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm doing it right now. You don't know it. I'm ghost punching you. Fucking using the force, and I'm cracking your head.
That's how it is, kids. That's how you're a man, right there. You can take a throat punch from I don't know how many miles away.
So since I'm the one that's watching this, am I the one that's being cuckolded?
Yeah, you're the cuckold.
That's fucked up.
Oh man.
I don't know. I just if you're listening to this show and you feel that you fall into the category of the people we're saying aren't manly, then I'm sorry, but you're not.
Right.
If you believe in I'm not saying you have to go drink a beer and watch the football game and get yourself a deer. I'm not saying you gotta do that either. But if you've got a little bit, just an ounce of self-respect, then you're probably a decent guy. If there's something that you can go out into the world and go, I couldn't let anybody do that to me. I don't care. I would get upset if someone did that to my significant other.
Well,
then you're probably a normal guy.
Well, two things. Number one, I don't think anybody that's really into cuckolding is going to be listening to this show.
No.
Number two.
You know what? We're really big. Our numbers are huge in the cuckolding, department when it comes to listeners.
Well, that's good news.
Maybe the cuckolding section.
Number two, if there are any people, if Rum's right, and there are dozens and dozens of cuckolded men listening to this right now, I would be happy to fuck your wife while you cry.
There you go. There you go.
I think, and what I'll do is I will give you a tape from WHAM, and then I will drive you to insanity.
Will make you cry, and then you go kill your family.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. That never happened, by the way.
I know. I'm taking your, I'm helping you out, Rum. That was
the people out there are thinking that I incite, murderous rages, and there's been times.
Actually, Rum did not insert.
No, I did not.
It's not insert the tape into him.
There was no insertion.
No,
not on
you
that.
Did not incite this gentleman to go kill his family, but the gentleman did later on do something towards that. But it wasn't because Rum made him cry.
I don't know.
Rum him.
I'm just saying. A little bit.
I mean. You never know. Maybe
because of the tape, if it makes, I don't know if this is probably not going to help my case, but because of the incident with the tape, he went and had a screaming match with his family.
That was probably the start.
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe if he had a friend, he wouldn't have been so crazy.
Well, I thought I was being a good friend and told him it was shit.
He thought he had a friend, and then the friend took the cassette out and threw it on the ground.
I mean, he rode his bike 3.25 miles to my house.
First of all, you're using your lying voice. Secondly, okay, you thought you were being a good friend.
Voice.
You threw his tape into the dirt, then you kicked him down and called him a pussy.
Well, I didn't use those words, but more or less. Because we were kids, man.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, I don't know. You were.
If it happened today. One, I'd be super happy because I'd have that fucking kick-ass boombox again. But if it happened today, I would probably just go, oh, yeah, I know that song, and hand the tape back. But
no, you wouldn't. You would take the tape out. You'd throw it in the street. Only now you have a car, and you'd be like, I'm going to run this over so you can't listen to it.
No, he'd look at him and go, look, you cuckolding pussy. You gotta go back and listen to this tape again.
While I stand there and drink my PBR.
That's right. I'm gonna drink my PBR, you cuckold, and you take your little caged penis and let the dog fuck you.
Cage the penis. It sounds like a band.
That would be a good caged penis.
Or Rum would would listen to it for a second, take a slow, long sip of his PBR. Then he'd look the boy in the eye and say, "What are you, some kind of faggot?"
I would never say that.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
No.
And then he would say, "Go use the women's bathroom, you cuckold."
No, I wouldn't let him do that because I'm not a fan of that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry. You have to go use the right bathroom.
Go be a man and pee standing up.
So all right. Now that you listened to all this mess that we just had on here, we have an announcement about this contest, right, Adam?
Yes.
All
Do
right.
it. Make it happen.
So
Don't make it complicated.
So you guys talked about the contest. Was it 2 episodes ago?
Yes.
So go ahead, Adam, and give these people the lowdown on what they're gonna have to do.
Oh, you're gonna make me do it?
Yeah, it's actually really good prize, people. Really, really super. So listen up.
Okay.
It's fucking sexy.
Okay, so I spent a lot of money to buy 2 very, very limited edition posters from Mondo.
And you sat in line for well over 40 minutes, I want to say. Maybe longer than that.
Maybe.
For these posters.
Now, they're Mondo posters, which, if you know anything about Mondo, they're special. This company makes specialty posters and items. They hire artists or commission artists to do them, and they like once they're gone, they're gone. So like one of the posters that I bought, I know for sure is limited to 300. I don't remember what number I got, but what was it? Nah, it might have been 3,000. But either way, very, very limited. So we got 2 posters. One is an American Werewolf in London, and that's kind of the grand prize one.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Then we also have a Friday the 13th one, which is smaller.
But no less.
They're both
cool.
No less
They're
grand.
both cool.
No less grand, because it's a fucking incredible poster too.
They're both cool.
It's just a smaller one.
So we are doing a giveaway for these. One poster for like you can't, like if your name by some miracle gets pulled twice, you don't get both of them. And we're probably going to have to keep it to the continental United States of America. I do apologize to all our friends and listeners in other countries, but
shipping is expensive.
Yeah, I'm kind of broke, so I should.
Unless they pay for shipping.
Yeah, if you guys pay for shipping, then we'll talk.
Yeah, actually, that's fair.
Because it's actually worth if you were to pay for it and win it. Because again, the posters are that limited, and they are worth some buck.
So this is what we're gonna do. Starting with the first episode in June through to the last episode in June, there will be 3 random episodes throughout that period where we will say probably just we'll say 3 phrases. We're going to have you email us at mhogbooking@gmail.com. So you're going to start with the subject line needs to say Mondo contest.
MONDO.
Yeah. That way we can search through them really quickly. Go subscribe to us on iTunes or Google Play or whatever podcast catcher you use.
Stitcher, whatever you want.
No, don't do Stitcher. We want it to be an actual podcast catcher because I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you can subscribe on like Stitcher, but it's not exactly the same thing. But either way, subscribe on whatever podcast catcher you use. Take a screenshot of it to prove it, and then write put in the 3 different phrases. Now that gets you 1 entry. However, if you also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, screenshot whichever ones you follow, and each one of those will get you an additional entry.
So that could end up with 5 entries.
Right. It'll be completely random. The posters, like if you're heavily associated with the show, say for instance Mandy or Mart or Uber Gary, whoever, you're ineligible.
Yeah, it doesn't count, guys. Kevin and Kyle, of course, are not included either.
Well, Kyle's actually in the show, but
no. I mean, like they can't get the stuff either. I mean, they're all associated with us too. So,
and that's that like I don't think they would even expect to be able to win, but
No.
we just want to let everyone know that we're keeping this fair. It won't just go to some random person that we happen to know that wanted the poster. But yeah. So you get 5 possibilities, and we'll announce the winner on the first episode in July.
That sounds fair.
And if you love the show, please share it with. We're gonna make a YouTube video to
show the posters and everything.
Right. So yeah, but they're really cool posters. If you love American Werewolf in London, that's the coolest one, to be honest with you. Like the Friday the 13th one is awesome, but the American Werewolf in London one is really, really above and beyond.
It's super hot.
So if you love either one of those movies, you're definitely going to want these.
These rare ass posters.
So yeah, if you're already subscribed to the show, just go take a screenshot and you'll be listening to the show anyway, so you're good. And hopefully
but pass it on, everybody. The more entries, the better. It keeps a good mix of people, and like I said, or like Adam said, 5 entries. Easy to make that happen. You take 5-10 minutes out of your day, subscribe to all that stuff, take the screenshots. You got your 5 entries. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and just mail it to us. It's at mhogbooking@gmail.com.
And please do remember to put in Mondo contest when you email, that way, because that way we can just put the search terms in and have you pulled up easily. One
more time.
That way it doesn't get lost.
Mondo contest.
That way it doesn't get lost. So
I think that's great, guys. That's been that's going to be a fun contest. I think a lot of people are going to be jumping on this. So, and it's like I said, it's well worth it. I wish I was eligible for it because those posters were awesome.
The posters are very, very fucking awesome. I wanted to buy one, but they were so high. I was just kind of like, you know what?
And one thing with those posters is because they're limited edition, they're constantly gaining value. Gaining value.
Oh yeah.
So you can look up this company online and see how legit it is and what amazing work they do. So really check them out and get involved in the contest.
It's funny. The other day, I actually bought the quadrilogy of Alien. That was like 4 of their films, and I didn't know this, but when I opened up the Blu-ray, there was 4 cards. This, like the size of the actual Blu-ray. The case.
Yeah.
And it was 4 cards of the individual movie posters that Mondo did for each movie. I had no idea it was in there, dude. It was very cool. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, they do retro movie posters a lot. They just had a big Disney gallery showing because their main store is in Austin, which is why they go to the Texas Frightmare every year because it's
right.
Not too bad a drive from Austin to Dallas, and and they actually have Mondo Festival once a year, but Austin is such a pain in the ass to get to, unless you're flying. But yeah, that Disney gallery showing was amazing. I really, really wanted one. Actually, there was a couple of posters that I really, really wanted, but just couldn't get out there. And that's the thing about Mondo is technically you can get them online, but you have a window of like 5 minutes before things are sold out. They go, if there's something you want, it just goes quickly.
Yep. So, all right, guys, that's the contest. I know Rum's got to jet off, so we're going to shut this show down. Just check out our YouTube channel because the Frightmare video goes up tonight.
Awesome.
So that'll be good. It's a really good one. It's got some interviews and stuff on it. It's got a bunch of shit that we did at the show. Anyway, I was your host, Wayne.
Hi, I'm Buck.
And I'm the Rum Guy.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to keep it
cuckold.
Mondo.
Oh,
I like keeping Mondo. Yeah,
I was gonna cuck.
Can you get cuckold?
story's got a point, and if you let him explain, it's the pun of all puns.